Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure. This is my perspective. I'm not going to waste too much time because I ran up on a couple of videos that I need to talk about. We need to talk. We really need to talk. And we need to talk because is there no other way that these women can figure out how to make a dollar, how to make it, how to sustain themselves, how to pay their own bills, how to take care of themselves outside of selling that box? Because I thought about it. With feminism, this was supposed to be a time where women were highlighted for something other than our sexual service to men. Basically, women were supposed to be highlighted in feminism beyond their quote unquote service to men, beyond being wives, and doing all the housework, and that's a service to men, beyond being child bearers only, beyond being sexually objectified by men or preyed upon sexually by men. So feminism was supposed to be a movement. Supposedly, this was the Kool-Aid that was sold. Supposedly, women were supposed to utilize better access to education, better access to jobs and the ability to have income, access to being able to own properties, have inheritance, and all of these things outside of their husbands. They didn't need their husband's permission anymore to have bank accounts and to have credit cards and to all of these different things. So as the years have gone by, the barriers to entry for women to fully immerse themselves in society, supposedly how the men were ingratiated, right? Men had all the autonomy in the world, right? Men didn't have to wait on women to do anything. That was supposed to be the concepts that feminism was built upon, that the men had complete autonomy of their lives. They could choose what jobs they had. They could choose whether or not they wanted to pursue higher education or not. They could determine on their own unilaterally where they worked or how they worked or what kind of money that they were able to earn or what kind of property they were able to buy, or if they gained an inheritance from their family members, they could dispose of it as they saw fit, did not need anybody's permission, certainly didn't need a woman's permission at all, right? He could vote, he could do all of these different things, right? That women at one point in time were restricted from doing and participate in society in a way that women were restricted from participating in society. Now, feminism said that because there were so many barriers to entry for women in these same spaces and to participate into society the same way that men did, that's the reason why women were relegated to these lower roles of housewife and mother and just being an object of sexual release for their husbands. Women were not to be regarded in any way, basically the second or third class citizen, right? right? Because farm animals had more rights, right? That was the bill that was sold. And so with the inception of women's suffrage, the women's suffrage movement, then second wave feminism, sexual liberation movement, that's where it really went off the rails. And then all the iterations of feminism since then. Women have had an unprecedented availability to go to school, to gain an education, to go and get jobs, start businesses, have income, have ownership of their homes and of their possessions, of their own assets in their name, whether they were married or not. And then it was women's turn to not have to have a man, her father, her husband's permission in order to have things or to own things or to do things, right? So with all of this freedom that a feminist will argue you down about, and with all the vast majority of all barriers to entry have been removed, women are free to enter into society more or less the same way that men do. They can even take hard labor jobs. Now, women don't want to take those jobs, but I mean, if you want to sign up and you want to take those jobs, some of those jobs, construction jobs or whatever, they might take one or two women. Who knows, right? So I'm saying all of this to say this. With all of this so-called fighting for women's rights that women did, and feminism is supposed to be this great liberating, this great equalizer of how women show up in society versus how men show up in society, why is it that even after all this feminism and after all of these barriers to entry to participate in society have been removed, y'all can't figure out nothing to do but sell coochie in order to make it? Why? Riddle me that, Batman. With all of this education, with all of this ability to own a business, to run a business, to have a job, to earn higher income, why y'all can't never figure out nothing but let me sell this cat to make ends meet or to make money or to feed myself and feed my family? Why come y'all can't do it? And I'm going to show y'all the video that made me think about it. Hit the like button if you have not hit the like button. When you come in, we are going to show these videos. Let me see. Now, it's a two-parter. It's a two-parter. Mind you, there's a lot of foul language here, so just understand that. Okay?
Ain't it funny how your people be the main ones telling you don't be a hoe, you don't gotta suck dick, you don't gotta do nothing, you can ask us for help. And I turn around and I ask y'all niggas for help, and what you tell me? You don't have friends, you don't got nobody else to ask. I do, and I can suck a dick for it. But you told me to stop doing that because you got me, right? You don't got me. Oh yeah, my brother was up there. Oh, go find your way, go trust God. Not these niggas. Well, guess what? God sent me these niggas. It's so fucking frustrating. I get a new job, right? I get a new job. Everybody, bitch, stop being a whore, Gina. Stop sucking dick, Gina. Be a mother, Gina. Work for what you want, Gina. Okay, I'll go get a motherfucking job. And what happened? Can you watch my baby? I don't know. Can you pick up my baby and take it to my mama's? No, I got life. No, I can't. No, I can't. Can you give me $20 so I can pay a babysitter while you got a job? You know what? I didn't have these problems when I was sucking dick, though. Hell, I can leave my baby in here with a motherfucking Peppa Pig episode. Before that bitch even finished the intro, dick sucked, ready to go. Mommy got $400. Let's go shopping. I did it. I stopped being a whore. Now what? I'm just so sick. I'm just so sick of this shit. Like, I don't want to quit my job because I like my job. I like my job. I really do. I like everybody I work with too. But everyone, my family, no, they don't want me to be a slut. No, don't do that. No, but don't ask us for help. No, you definitely can't do that. Ain't it funny how y'all people be the...
Okay, so that was part one. That was part one. I understand why folks say women were restricted from doing things as men did them, but to what degree? How was Madam C.J. Walker, as a Black woman at that time, become a millionaire? That's a one-off. Exceptions prove the rule. First of all, no matter how free a society is, the majority of people are not going to be the wealthiest people. Madam C.J. Walker is an exception because not only was she a woman, she was Black. There were Black male millionaires at that time too, but we're not going to say that they were not restricted against heavily for being Black. And that millionaire status came with a whole lot of pain. Right? It came with a whole lot of pain for them. So yes, there have always been Black people who were able to break out of the mold, to come out of the poverty, to be able to make better for themselves and things of that nature. But again, that is the exception, not the rule. So we're going to go to part two.
A lot of y'all are in my DMs asking where the baby's daddy. Bitch, I'll tell you the truth. For a long time, I lied to everybody and told them, like, oh, my son's father was dead. Because I just didn't want to deal with anybody questioning why I'm a single mother. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have the heart to tell nobody, hey, bitch, I fucked 4 niggas in 1 week and I don't know who the daddy is. And I hit them all up. None of them responded. I mean, well, 3 of them responded. The other one didn't give a shit. One of them wanted me to marry him. The other one was getting deported. And the other one, we tested him. He ain't the daddy. And I'm not going through that shit again. But my friends always ask me, what are you going to tell your son when he asks, where's my dad? And honestly, I'm going to lie. I'm going to lie. I'm going to tell my son, your dad was a war veteran. Your dad died saving 27 children out of an orphanage burning. He was a firefighter, a veteran, a pilot. I'm going to set his fucking goals so goddamn high. I'm going to make it sound like his daddy was the best motherfucker on the planet, even though that might not be true. But I'd rather my son have the idea that his dad was someone great than my dad was just some nigga my mama slept with. No. I want my child to look at me and respect me as a woman. Although I didn't respect myself in the past. That was my past. I wasn't a mother then. I'm a mother now. So I'd rather my child look at me with the idea of my mom. My mom is a bad bitch. My mom is a survivor, a warrior. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather my son have an idea of a woman, of the woman I want to be. You get what I'm saying? Because we all know that a lot of boys go for who their mama is. You know what I'm saying? So if they got a mama that's a hoe, she don't give a fuck about herself, her body, you know what I'm saying? They usually go for hoes. You know what I'm saying? And then the boys who have like a real nice, poised, proper mama, and I'm not saying this is all men, but a lot of men who have poised, proper mamas and like real ladylike mamas, they go for women who are ladylike. Am I making sense? I think I am. Same goes with fathers. When a man has a father who is good, a good dad, a good father, a good man in general, you usually get a good son. Not all the time, but usually you get a good son out of it. All right? But when we have boys who have shitty daddies, maybe daddies that wasn't even there, maybe daddies who never gave a fuck about them, maybe daddies who made it clear they did not fuck with their kids, you get a shitty little boy. Not all the time, but it happened. So yes, I will be lying to my child. I will be setting the standards high for my child. I do not care. I don't give a fuck. Call me wrong. Hate me for it. Tell me I'm a bad mom. That's fine. But in my mind, I'm the greatest mom there ever will be because I want to set my son up for success. And yeah, okay, his life may be a lie. He'll find out when I'm dead who I really was. But as of right now, my son will see me as the best person the strongest bitch in his life. I want my son to find a woman who is just as strong as me. She can have a checkered past. I ain't nobody to judge. I probably done what she did and worse. But at the end of the day, I want my son to have somebody that is strong-minded and is going to keep pushing. You get what I'm saying? I don't want my son seeking out no weak bitch. Just because I was a weak bitch when I got pregnant with him does not mean he is destined to be with weak bitches. Does that make sense? A lot of y'all are in my DMs.
And you know, want to know the sad part? You want to know the sad part? In a weird way, she right. And I'm going to break that down for you. In a weird way, she not completely off base. Because what she's really saying is, I know for all of the crap that I popped, I know all my decisions was bad. All of them. From screwing 4 dudes in 1 week and not knowing who the father was. And she said something real key. One of the men wanted to marry her. So if one of the men wanted to marry you, knowing that you was calling men to try to figure out who the father of your son was, then what was with all the crocodile tears about how your family wouldn't help you? When you had the potential, this woman who admittedly is a whore, who admits on everybody's internet that she's a whore, had an opportunity to get married to at least one of them men. This woman had an opportunity to get married to at least one of these men. Now we don't know the status of that man or whatever. It's really irrelevant, to be honest with you. She denied the help that she would have been able to receive from at least one of these men who said, I can do that. I can do that. She didn't say nothing to this man. It didn't happen. She would have rather struggle and live a lie and make her son live a lie rather than to subdue herself and get with the guy that wanted to marry her and help her out. Now she want to sit on the internet and boo-hoo about how her family doesn't want to, quote unquote, help her, or they don't want to babysit the kid. That's your kid. They telling you not to be a hoe because you shouldn't be a hoe. Not because they're going to stop their life to help you rectify your bad decisions. Because how much opportunity did you have before you had this child to go to school, get some type of work, go figure out how to get some income that you were earning to pay for your life, pay your bills, pay your rent, pay your light, pay your gas. Basic bills. We ain't talking about nothing extravagant. Your basic bills. Why you couldn't do that prior to getting bogged down with a child at a young age? You know she had that baby young. So did you drop out of school? Was you running around here being fast tail? And I agree with you. I agree. But is she worthy of more than that? Is she worthy of a better man than that? Because those are the men she slept with. And one of them men she gave a baby to, replicated them right in her womb. She didn't deserve better than the type of man who would know that she's trying to figure out who a baby daddy is and whether he was the baby daddy or not. He got to talking about he was going to try to marry her. She don't deserve no better man than that. So I agree with your statement. Because who is this dude? That's who she laid down with. That's who she wanted. She don't deserve a better man than that. He was the simp out of the bunch. And she ain't really like him like that. That's why she ain't take him up on it. So then in this second part of the video, she's talking about the reason that she want to lie to her son is because she can't tolerate him to look at her for who she is. And that fuels a lot of these women who become mothers lying to their children and then hiding their past from their children, whether they have sons or daughters. So when they have daughters, they hide their past and they don't warn their daughters about the mistakes that they made because they don't want to be held accountable for those mistakes. And they don't want, and their children necessarily can't hold them accountable, but their children will judge them based on all of those past decisions. So she doesn't want to be judged. She's trying to make it out to be a situation where she's trying to be noble for her son, but that's not the case. Her whole thing, that her whole spiel was about protecting her image because she knows her image is bad. Because she knows all of them mistakes, all of those decisions that she made, hoeing out, sucking D, screwing this one, that one, not paying no attention, letting dudes hit it wrong, all that crazy mint that she was doing. She knows that no boy would ever respect it. She knows that her son will not respect her. She know that. So she called herself trying to protect her image that she messed up, an image that she messed up. She did all that foolishness. And so when he asked about his dad, I'm going to try to make sure to tell him that his dad was, you know what I'm saying, all that in a bag of chips. All, mind you, to cover her tracks. This is not something that she's trying to do to make some imaginary man look good. You can't break a generational curse with a lie. You cannot break a generational curse with a set of lies. That is not how you break a generational curse. Generational curses can only be broken through telling the truth and taking the accountability and taking the judgment that come with that. So when your son get old enough to hear that from you, because he might be too small to have any kind of conversation like that right now. But what women like her don't get is that children see more than you think they see. It's not about what you tell kids. It's about what they see. Because if you're going to be a hoe, you're going to move like a hoe. If you have not had any kind of spiritual reformation, you're still going to move like a hoe. And your son is going to see that, especially as he get older, to understand, wait a minute, there's too many men coming in and out of here. What do men want with my mama? He going to eventually put 2 and 2 together. It's going to equal 4, and he going to be disgusted. Little boys who watch their single mothers traffic men in and out of their house like a revolving door become disgusted with their mothers. They resent their mothers. And many of them take that resentment into women. Because just like when I was talking about the woman who mother lied about her dad, remember that video I did just early this week? And that woman got abandonment issues. And then remember when I said no man is above her dad? See, for a man, it's difficult for women to be above his mama. So if his mama was a hoe, he don't like hoes. And he don't respect hoes. No other woman is gonna be able to not be a hoe in his eyes. For the majority. Every woman is gonna be like that. Because his mother, who's supposed to be the paragon of womanhood and femininity and what a woman is, this one was a whore. This one was a whore. Ain't no way these other women aren't just as shady or worse. And my mama lied to me about her whoredom as well. I had to find it out. I had to figure it out. So these other women are all whores. I don't care what kind of front she put, because if his mother lies to him and try to put on a front like she's this wholesome woman that she is not, he's not going to believe a lioness. He's not going to believe no lioness if she come to him wholesome. She's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. He going to take her down through there. She going to have to go through 15 years of him taking her through there to prove her loyalty to him. And by that time, he going to be done damaged that woman so bad. Because what woman can be better than his mama? What woman gonna make a more of an impression about women to him than his mom? And she planning on lying to this little boy, make him live a whole lie, make him live in a delusion. What does she think is going to happen when the mask falls, when the illusion goes away? Because it will. It absolutely will. What's going to happen? And many times children marry their parents, whether that's good, bad, or indifferent. Marry a woman. He'll mess around and marry a woman that is a whore and that was trying to perpetrate off like she wasn't. Break his heart. Just break his heart. I thought this woman was this thing and she not. She this thing. And he not going to know how to respond. How could she do that to me? It's difficult. It's difficult. It's not impossible, but it's difficult. It takes healing from the child, the boy or the girl, to grow up and understand that my parents are human beings. And they may not have been good people. They may not have been just the worst character of people. Maybe they didn't abuse me. Maybe they didn't. But when you start looking at them as people, as men and women, rather than mother and father, you start understanding. Listen, my mama and my daddy was some broken people, for real. And it's a wonder that I'm not in the gutter because of that. But we're going to take a real quick commercial break, and then I'm going to get to the super chats. But after these messages, we'll be right back. So I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to keep your skin looking and feeling its absolute best, then you need the body butter that's on the screen right now. Also, you can take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson if this is going to be your first order. So once again, the link is pinned to the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button, bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button. Thank you. Ranger said, if she lies about his father as a war hero, I would tell that boy to get dad's SSN, a birth certificate, go to the VA, ask for a DD-214, and ask VA for my benefits as a dependent of a soldier. KIA mic drop. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. And thank you so much, 52. I know it's a 24 at the end, but you 52. Thank you so much. And he's going to see how many siblings he have with all different dads too. My nephew caught on that way. It's really sad. Yeah, it do be sad, especially when you see the realization dawn on their face. Like, come on, Mom. For real? It is sad. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. HVAC says she useful to the group. Little man is going to have it rough. He's going to be a player, and he crush a lot, like Big Pun said back in the day. I appreciate the super chats and the contributions. Here we go.
One, two.
It feels amazing. I like how it's making you do the push.
This right here is official. Never really saw anything like this before. How do you know when you're doing the proper push up? You gotta go all the way down, chest touching the floor, coming back up full extension. But now that you told me how to do it, now how you know when you're doing it? You don't know, and you won't know unless you have what it is. Nah, that was fire. That was fire. Make sure it keeps you accountable. Accountability is everything. So
incredible. You can't cheat.
great.
Go all the way down and all the way up, and that's one solid rep. Good money.
That's it. It's no arguing, no debating, no questioning. All the way down, all the way up. You got to start and finish the same way. She got my shit. I'm glad.
Fucking crib raiser.
All right. So the link to unlock your VIP exclusive offer is now pinned to the top of the chat at theproperpush.com/VIP. What are we unlocking? We are unlocking our VIP exclusive offer. This offer and spot is only $1 in order to unlock. And the reason that you're going to pay this $1 is to get this membership. There are only 100 spots for this. And the membership includes 20% off the proper push when the product is ready to launch, which translates into about $100 value. And again, it's for the first 100 orders. So there's only 100 VIP spots. Plus access to exclusive discounts, package deals, exclusive proper push merch deals, instant alerts when Kickstarter goes live, and first access to early bird Kickstarter rewards. So basically what's happening is the proper push is going to launch a Kickstarter campaign very soon. And we're asking everybody to sign up. And it's just the sign up. The sign up is just your email and hitting the reserve VIP. Now, in order to actually reserve your VIP, that's not the sign up. The sign up is the sign up to show your support, which we encourage. We ask everybody that's within the sound of my voice to sign up and just support us as well. But in order to unlock your membership, what you want to do is you're going to get an email that invites you to do so. So once you put your email in and click reserve VIP now, you're just going to be asked to verify your email. And then after you verify, you're going to be sent an email that invites you to a exclusive VIP membership. Now, if you don't see that email in your inbox, just check your spam, check your junk. It'll be there. Okay, it's definitely going to be there. So if you want to join the membership, if you want the VIP offer, then that's what you have to do in order to get the VIP offer, because the proper push is a one-of-a-kind push-up enhancement device. That's the one exercise that has never been standardized. The push-ups are not standardized. If you watch anybody do a push-up, everybody has a different way that they're doing it. Some people are doing the short reps. Some people are attempting to do full range of motion reps. Other people are doing all these various different kinds of push-ups. The form is bad. The hips are too low to the floor. People are not going all the way up. People are not going all the way down. What the proper push actually does is standardize the push-up. The push-up is only correct if you come all the way down and hit your chest on the lower button and come all the way up and hit your back on the upper button, which actually makes the proper push count a rep. If that's not done, the proper push will not count the rep. So this is how it holds you accountable for the actual push-up rep that you do. It's height adjustable, so anybody of any size can actually get the proper push. The arms that you see here on the picture that you see here, they do go up and down. They lock into position. So if you are only doing planks, if you're a tall person with long arms, a short person with short arms, anybody, even a child, can actually do a proper push within the proper push device. So don't worry about whether or not you can't fit. Everybody can fit in the proper push, and everybody can do a proper push if you get one. So the link is pinned to the top of the chat, properpush.com/VIP. Go ahead now. And all sponsorship sponsorship links are always in my descriptions of videos and live streams. All right. So exactly. Thanos understands that a lot of people don't do a proper push-up. The form breaks down immediately. And when that happens, injuries can occur and gains are lost. Because a lot of people do the reps too short or whatever, and you hurt your joints. You actually hurt your elbows. Your elbows and your wrists take the punishment when you don't do a rep correctly when you're doing push-ups. Because when you think about it, a push-up is a chest press on the floor using your body weight and gravity. It's a chest press. So it's designed to work that whole chest muscle system. Your pecs, your deltoids, all of that, part of your tricep, all of that is there to be worked in a push-up. And if you're doing a form wrong, those muscle groups are not being worked properly. So like I said, your elbows, your wrists are taking a punishment from trying to do them real fast, not doing the full range, and all of those sorts of things. So that's what the proper push, one of the things that the proper push does is standardize that. No more, oh, I don't know if I did it or not, You either did the rep or you didn't. It does not allow cheating. So you can't hit the top button 2 times and it count, or the bottom button 2 times and it count. You understand? 1, 1, 1, 1. That's a rep. If it don't count, it don't count. Right. So I actually hurt my wrist doing push-up the wrong way. Exactly. And those are the things that the proper push is made to prevent people from doing. And I do remember you heard C say you was a tall guy with long arms. The proper push is perfect for you as well. Because like I said, it's height adjustable. So big men, big old tall men, no problem. You kind of a short guy, no problem. A kid, no problem. A woman, no problem. Proper push fit everybody. Okay. To go along with the concept of these women not being able to do anything but sell box, what kind of also got this conversation going was the fact that the CEO of OnlyFans recently passed away. Okay. The CEO of OnlyFans. I'm going to pull up a real quick article. OnlyFans owner Leonid Radvinsky has died at the age of 43. He's young. After a secret battle with cancer, the Corn streaming platform has announced. We are deeply saddened to announce his death. He passed away peacefully after a long battle with cancer. His family has requested privacy at this time. This is the guy. This is him. A Ukrainian-American entrepreneur acquired Phoenix International, which is the parent company that owns OnlyFans, in 2018, and he remained the director and a majority shareholder at the company. His cancer battle was largely unknown to the public, and Radvinsky kept a famously low profile despite his status as a billionaire. He was a prominent donor to medical causes, and in 2024, he and his wife were major supporters of a $23 million grant program for cancer research through Gastrointestinal Research Foundation, according to Wall Street Report. All right. So a quick little blurb. Just a quick little blurb. Nothing big, right? He owned essentially a porn site. Made a lot of money. He made a lot of money. Listen to what I'm saying. He made a lot of money operating what essentially was a porn site. Women would get on there, a couple of men, but we know it was majority women, would get on there and be webcam girls. Okay? Webcam corn. Get on there, play with themselves, and do whatever else that they was doing on camera for their subscribers. Some of them went on to make a lot of money. Some of them had struggle channels, whatever. But whether they made a lot of money doing it, a little money doing it, struggled to do it, didn't struggle to do it, is irrelevant to the fact that those women got on there, mostly young women. I think the biggest age demographic was like from 18 to like 25 for OnlyFans girls. So we're talking a percentage of the young women. Now, there might have been some older women, but that wasn't the majority. The bulk of those women were the young ones. Okay. The bulk of OnlyFans girls was young women. Just turned 18 and all that. He made billions of dollars running a corn site because these hoes cannot stop selling a coochie. These are young women who essentially have their whole life ahead of them. What was stopping these women from doing anything other than selling cat? Anything, literally anything. You could have literally been doing anything that preserved your dignity and honor. Now, I doubt that you would have made millions of dollars. Because we know that the so-called little semi-celebrities and little social media celebrities and all that get on there and make a bunch of money, like that bad Babby baby, or whatever you say her name, got on there as soon as she turned 18 or whatever it was, and she made like tens of millions of dollars, like in the first month. Basically set for life for that. Then wanted to turn around and call the men pervs for basically paying her for what she got on there to willingly do. Okay, so it was supposed to be the men's fault. You were selling your cat, but it was the men's fault for buying it. Whatever. So y'all wasn't going to make that money, but the delusion about the money, that's what it really be. It's twofold. These chicks out here selling their cat is twofold. It's two things that's motivating them. The illusion that they'll be able to get fast money. It's like the young boy that thinks that if he go out here and sell packs, he gonna be rich real fast. But the reality is that he gonna sell these packs. He really working a minimum wage job, if you really think about it, and he risking his freedom to do something that's really not going to pay him what he think he gonna get paid. It's a similar thing. The chicks are getting on OnlyFans, yada, 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 thinking that this is the way that I'm going to get flued out to Dubai. This is the way that I'm going to get around these rich men who going to pay me. This is the way that I'm going to rack up a bunch of money in quick fashion, and then I'm going to be able to just rest on my laurels after that. Not realizing that only happens for a very, very small percentage of hoes. That is not the average for hoes. That is the same reason why they go to the strip club. Because they think some ballers are going to come in there and make it rain on them every night. Not realizing that you stripping in the hood, beloved. First of all, let's get that straight. You stripping in the strip joint in the hood. Ain't no money in there. That's number one. Number two, you ain't as fly as you think you is. Just because you up there naked don't mean you cute. Okay? There's a lot of girls up there that's very average with a lot of low self-esteem on them poles. A lot of real average low self-esteem chicks on them poles, baby. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. So y'all stripping in the hood and you are not that fine. And a lot of y'all can't dance. Y'all get on them poles and y'all be twerking, and I don't know what y'all think is really happening. A lot of you chicks cannot dance. You're supposed to be entertaining. Y'all don't be entertaining. And I ain't never been to a strip club, and I know y'all want to know how I know them chicks ain't entertaining, because a lot of chicks is lame. See, a lot of these hoes don't want to cop to being lame. They think that because they wear 30-inch bust down lashes and nails that they not lame. It's a lot of lame chicks that y'all lame. Y'all lame. Y'all lame. You can't dance. Okay. Then BBLs be disproportionate a lot of times. It's not giving what you, it's not giving. Okay, it's not giving. As y'all say, it's not giving. So y'all are not even on the pole being entertaining and fine, which is really what it gets you the money. And you still having a hoe. The pole is the least of it. If you want to actually make you a couple of dollars, you're gonna have to go ahead and get on your knees or bend over or something, baby, in the back. You ain't making that money on that stage. Y'all stripping in the afternoon. What kind of money you think you making in the afternoon? It's Tuesday at 2:00 p.m. Baby, you ain't making no money in it. Ain't no man with no type of nothing going on is at the strip club at 2 p.m. throwing you no money. And a lot of y'all can't even do that right. You show up on the in a strip club and you don't be smelling right. I done seen videos of what going on in the back with y'all. You're nasty on top of it all. So so even to be a stripper, to make some money, first of all, you gotta go to the high-end strip club. Okay, you got to go to the strip club where it's some money circulating and it's kind of upscale a little bit. You know, it ain't a hole in the wall. Okay. And then they got standards. You can't come in there with your yeast infection. I can tell you that right now. You can't come in there with your pH balance off, beloved. You sweating in between dances and ain't cleaned up, girl. If you don't quit gapping open in front of the men's face. And you got to know how to dance. You got to know how to pole dance. Y'all don't even know how to do that. Holding on to the pole while you twerking is not pole dancing. I'm here to tell you that. But aside from that, aside from you not even being good hoes, y'all are not going to make that kind of money that you think that's going to be made. Just like these chicks, I was looking at a video. This was a while ago. This was probably last year or something like that. And I was on TikTok, and you know, it's a version of TikTok called Whole Talk, right? So this chick, she was counting out all this money, talking about she spent 2-3 weeks on the road, right? Stopping with the truck stops and da. You know, she was selling box. So in the video, she had all this little money and whatnot. First of all, when you look a little closer, it wasn't much but a bunch of 1s and 5s. So I'm not that stupid. And then she got to talking about how much she was charging per encounter. Now, first of all, this was not a pretty woman. She was real average. She was a real average chick, just a little round-the-way chick that live in anybody apartment building, baby. She wasn't nothing to write home about. You wouldn't have looked twice at her. Now, she's selling box, okay. And all that little money she had, that was for 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks worth of hoeing. She ain't had that much money. I said, oh, she ain't make no money now. Talking about she made her rent. That's all? That's all you did? A whole month for what? $1,200, $1,300? Yuck. You'd have did better driving Uber. What you gonna do that for? What you do that for? Baby, she ain't had no money when you really broke it down for a whole month, baby. She kind of counted out that little money. And she had a little bit over $2,000. I said, oh, baby, that ain't enough. That's not enough. That is minimum wage. That's literally a minimum wage job. Girl, if you don't go out there and work at Walmart and call it a cheap afternoon, you selling your dignity for $17 an hour when you break it on down. Girl, what? You was supposed to at least listen. I don't condone no hoeing. Let me just be real clear about that. But if you gonna sell your dignity, if your dignity is for sale, ain't no way it's for sale for minimum wage. Now, come on now. If you gonna be low down enough to sell your whole entire self-worth and sense of dignity as a human and a woman, ain't no way you did that for $17.50 an hour. Ain't no way you did that for $16.75. Ain't no way. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I'd rather drive Uber and, just take them little, you could have DoorDash for that. At least that's an honest living. I done Uber before. I Uber for a couple of years. I ain't ashamed of it. I sure did. Was proud to do it too. Because I wasn't selling my dignity and I wasn't selling no box. I sure did. Made me a nice couple of little dollars. Yep, it wasn't nothing, you wasn't going to get rich or nothing like that. But, I kept a roof over my head. I sure did. Kept food in my belly. Mm-hmm. I could go shop at Rainbow a couple of times. Get you them little $7 dresses. I sure could get you to go to Rainbow, get you a couple of $7 dresses, get you a little pair of pants, get you a couple of shirts. They got a little $7, $5 rack, and stuff like that. The highest thing in Rainbow gonna be about $20 or so. And you go on up there, up to the front and get you them little accessories. A little thing of bangles is $7. Little glasses is $5. A little necklaces ain't nothing but about $5, $7. Baby, I was popping at Rainbow. Don't play with me. Get my little dresses and have my little accessories. Baby, bye. The only thing I wouldn't get at Rainbow is shoes and stuff like that. You can't get them little bad shoes that have your feet bad. But, I would get me some little accessories and little doodads and stuff like that, baby. You could tell me nothing out of Rainbow, baby. I was proud with my little Rainbow bag. Ha! Folks do try to make me feel bad. She shop at Rainbow. I absolutely do. Go on Amazon, get you them little cheap little purses, and you be thinking you be doing something. I ain't sell my soul. I wasn't running around here too ashamed to tell somebody what I was doing. What you doing early in the morning? I'm doing me. For real. Thank you, Frederick, for your super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you, HVAC said moving forward, OF will be heavily regulated. I guarantee you. Brother Ticket TV explained this on his channel. Elon wants it to delete it. These women are going to be mad. Yeah, if that OnlyFans go away, them hoes gonna be mad. So I'm gonna say this: corn stars have a shelf life. Do y'all see Jada, Fire, Roxy, and Cherokee still in the industry? Don't ask me how I know. I was once a curious 8-year-old too. We ain't gonna ask no questions, HVAC. Thank you, Dub Wheels. At the stage is only advertising for the private room where the real work gets done. I believe that. Thank you, Kevin. Said, keep cooking, sister. Keep cooking. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. KP said whole hours is different. Okay. He said you got to calculate it like waste management or sanitation. It's got to be worse than a mortician. Ooh, wee. I'm gonna find that because that little character from Rick and Morty too funny. All he say is ooh wee. That's too funny. That's a crying shame. Them hours is worse than I had calculated. Ooh wee. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get up. Ooh, that's nasty work. In every sense of that word, that's nasty work. All of it is nasty work. In every sense of that, it's nasty work to even do it in the first place. It's nasty work. What you gotta do getting into that whole life. You gotta be. This is why I say, I'm gonna say this and get out of here. This is why I say hoes is broken women. They're broken before they get to the sex. They be broken prior to that sex. I guarantee you. Because for a woman, I say this as a woman. Hear me and hear me well, y'all. For a woman to get to offer herself, her mouth, her any part of her body in a sexual way to men that she do not choose, just any man that's got the money and she got the time, he can be fat, ugly, stinking, or he can be handsome, smell good, or what, any range of man. And she go ahead and lay herself down with him just because he got the $40 or the $30 or whatever he get to come through there and do that with her. She ain't right. She's not right. She not right. Something wrong with her. Something wrong with her. I tell you this, I swear to you, as a woman, something is wrong with her. Because we don't operate like that at all. We don't operate like that at all. Even women that don't have very good discernment about the character of men that she deal with. And if she not hoeing, she at least trying to pick the one she like and the one that she kind of want to have sex with. She at minimum doing that. But the hoe, the one that's on that stroll, the one that's a lot lizard, the one that's all that, if he walk up to her and he got that money in his hand, he won't head, and you don't know what you finna get when he take his pants down. When he take that monster out of there, and you don't know what kind of monster that's gonna be, what kind of gremlin he got. And you got to put it in your mouth. Something wrong with her. Something wrong with her. something extra wrong with her if she gets something out of it, like it, quote unquote, feels some type of void for her or something. She real bad off, real bad. Mm-mm. Said, can I make a short of me talking about rainbow? Sure, why not? Thank you so much for the contribution. I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you. Okay, I'm gonna get on up out of here. Yeah. They off. Remember the video that I showed of what was the white girl name? Jenna something. A few weeks ago, couple months ago, it might have been. And she was crashing out about that man snotting and crying and all that kind of stuff. She's crazy. She was crazy before she got to the porn. The porn didn't help her. It made her crazier. To take all of them men exacerbated what was going on up here. You understand? It made it all worse. A lot of these chicks got BPD. A lot of these chicks got a lot of, they was touched. They was molested. They was raped. A lot of that got to do with that. Watch soft white underbelly. Just watch a couple of them, and you will see the pattern of. And then you understand how they went into that. Instead of going get the help, went right into that. Even if she has not ever been assaulted, is something broken here. That's what I want y'all to know. Even if the woman that is doing all this corn and all this kind of stuff, even if she say, oh no, I was never assaulted, because not all of them have been assaulted, but they still something going on because you subject yourself to that. But anyway, I'm gonna get on out of here. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, is the Crimson Cure. This was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.